Are we here?
Yeah, I figured it out.
Are we clear?
I think we clear. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. How about you? Am I clear? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you clear.
All right, let's get into this one.
Don't forget your cues.
Oh yes. So welcome everyone. Here we are with another episode of Incorrectly Correct. And this week we have Queen Naomi once again with a what I believe is a fire topic. And I don't think I could really have this conversation without a female counterpart to go back and forth with. So this is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about something that a lot of people shy from. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Can we tell the people what the topic is?
The topic is sex.
Oh, before we get into that, let's promote some businesses out there that's Black owned, and we like to make sure we put it out there. Make sure everyone knows, whoever is listening. I want you to go check out Niche Sweets. This is a young lady who has her own business. She makes bracelets, necklaces, earrings, all custom. And if you want to see her work, make sure you go to nichesweets.com. Once again, that's nichesweets.com. I'm going to spell it out for you so you can get there. It is NECHESWEETZ.com. Also, we want to promote Unique Eats tweet. What is it? Unique Eats treats. Excuse me. It's a lot of rhyming going on. You can hit up her Instagram. It's UNIQU3, not the E, _eats_treats. She caters and she has some fire food. But if you're in LA, make sure you hit her up. You can find her on Instagram. And I'm telling you, I'm a witness. Good food. Hit her up. Check her out. We'll make sure we got that situated first. Okay, didn't mean to cut you off, but let the people know what we're talking about today.
We are talking about sex.
Ooh, shit. For some it's touchy, for others it's fun. For me it's fun. How about you?
It sounds fun to me.
Okay. The thing is, when we hit up this subject, most people are ashamed or uneasy when it comes to just the discussion of it. And especially if sex is spoken of in an act of pleasure, right? Like just doing it, not, oh, this is my companion, we make love. No, just act of sex. It's uncomfortable to folks. So thing is, if we talk about it more, the less uncomfortable it becomes. And that's what we want to jump into today. That's what we want to try to accomplish. We want to make it more comfortable for people to speak on it, to talk about it, right? Like, when it comes to the physical act, Naomi, what are you? Meaning, are you like a highly sexually experienced, or are you highly sexually driven? And when you answer that, let me know if there's a difference between the two.
There is a difference.
Okay.
And I would say I am both.
Oh, Break that down. Explain that.
Well, it depends. If you see something that you like, of course, you're going to be driven to take care of that.
Okay.
Um, versus experience, each partner is different. You don't do the same thing that you did with the last, or you can't do the same thing that you did with the last
Yeah,
because
there you
everybody
go. You
move,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
everybody move different. Sometimes you have that, I don't want to call it intuition, but you have that vibe when they move left, you move right, and it just goes well.
Now I can attest to that. I'm pretty sure everyone has had that person where I don't know how to explain it, but you're no longer in that room, you're no longer in that bed, you're in euphoria, and it's magical almost. Things start to happen that don't happen regularly. What I mean is, um, the climax is a lot stronger, right? I'm a man, so when she's moaning, it's it's harmony to it. It's just not a regular moan. It's like she's humming a tune, and that experience is another world. I and that don't happen a lot. So when it does, you got to cherish that moment. And you are absolutely right. It depends on the person because everybody don't do it the same. Your connection with that person isn't the same as the next or the other or the last. So
Hmm.
I'm with you on that one. But you got to explain why you're highly sexually experienced. Like, what have you been into?
A whole lot, a whole lot.
People, if y'all didn't hear that, her tone was different. The, the octave went up a little bit.
um, I lost my virginity when I was 15,
Okay.
and I didn't know the difference at that moment in time between love and sex. I thought
Mm,
sex was love.
mm.
So, in order to get love, that was the way of, I guess, getting love back.
Oh, so that was the narrative that you were taught.
Hmm.
Gotcha. Well, I can say for my first time, that wasn't a narrative for me. Um,
What was, what was it?
it was unexpected first and foremost. Let's say that
Hmm.
it was unexpected, and I wasn't able to tell if it was right or wrong. I wasn't able to tell if it was good or bad. Um, I was totally clueless because the woman took control of the whole situation. Like I had no dog in the race. I had no control of that. First of all, she was a woman and I was young, so it was just lay here. I'm gonna take care of everything. She knew the inexperience I had, but of course she was well experienced. So I wasn't able to tell the difference. And I believe because of that, that made me like highly sexually driven, right? Because when I finally do it with someone who was my age, I was expecting what I got from this woman a few years ago. And I don't know, I was expecting the same things, and it drove me to want to do so much more, sexually without love involved.
She gave you that whiff of that catnip. Just had to keep sniffing, huh?
Yeah, it was a high. And I couldn't tell friends. When you a guy, you ready to tell all your homeboys what happened. And I felt like I couldn't tell them because, of course, they wouldn't believe me.
Mm.
Here I am, 13-year-old boy. And you go back and tell them, man, she was almost 30, man. She was a grown woman. She was somebody's mama. You know what I'm saying? And first thing they gonna say, get the fuck out of here. You know how it go. You just ain't gonna believe that happened because it's rare.
Mm-hmm.
So, I want to say this though, wherever you at, thank you. I'm just gonna say that. I don't even remember your name, but Byron, your mama, tell her thank you, homie.
He ain't gonna look at his mama the same.
You good. But I have questions, man. So this whole conversation, the foundation of it was, there's a woman that I know, and we had a conversation, and she told me, she said that I'm a woman who has her own everything, which is true. She has a really good job, pays for everything herself. She's not married. She don't have any children. Single woman, and Miss Independent. She does it herself. And she got to a point in her life where she wants to experience everything she's always felt, meaning I want to go out and I want to try this guy. I want to go out, I want to try this guy. I want to try this guy. And I just want to see how different it is. Like you stated earlier, everybody, it doesn't do it the same to you. And she wants to experience a plethora of men. But she would never do it because she knows how society works. She knows how family works. She knows how friends work. She knows how opinions work, where she's going to be looked at as, what we call quote unquote hoe. You know that she nasty. Me, I don't think anything is wrong with that. And I told her that there's nothing wrong with that. It's your body. You do what you want. Go experience that. If it's something that you desire, why would you rob yourself of that? And as I'm saying that, I know that people are listening. Is like, what the hell is he talking? Like, no, girl, don't do that. And that's her attitude about it. Like, she never will, because of the scrutiny she feel like she'll be up under. What is your take on that? What do you believe? What do you think about that?
Anything you do, you're gonna have some negative outcome.
Oh yeah.
It's always good and bad to each and every side of everything. You gain experience, but yet you are risking yourself also.
Explain that, because I've heard that a lot. I've heard women say that a lot when I bring this up. Explain that.
Basically, who wouldn't want to explore their sexuality? Who wouldn't want to get pleasure on different levels?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you think about STDs, you think about pregnancy,
yeah.
you think about, well, this is from a woman's point of view, because, daddy's maybe mama's baby.
Uh-huh. Let's not go there. Go ahead.
So it's a whole lot of things that a woman goes through. We have to keep our flower pure.
Mm, mm. Okay.
Because once it's tainted, I mean, who gonna want something blown out?
Okay. Now, the whole STD thing, protecting yourself, making sure you're safe and clean. That goes without being said. You know, we
Hmm.
ain't nobody trying to have nothing on fire. Ain't like nothing burning. We get that. Um, but after we get past that part, and you say your body is tainted now. Your flower is no longer pretty because it ain't well taken care of, and we're speaking metaphorically, of course.
Hmm.
But I think if she's willing, or if anyone is willing to experience that, then of course, like, they got to know what comes with that, right? Because you got to know that she ain't gonna be the same no matter what.
Yeah, but you don't want
But
to walk around loose either. You don't want to be, whistling while you walking up the street.
well, I don't know how true this is because I'm not a woman, but from conversations I've had with women, if it's not on a constant basis, if you're not constantly getting that thing blown out, then that flower, what is it supposed to, like, retract, what I'm saying, rejuvenate. It doesn't just go loose. You know what I mean?
It's facts though.
It has to be constant, right? Like, so if she just take this one guy and she wait a while, she try this other guy, she wait a while, she's taking care of herself, the vinegar baths, things and shit like that. Like, you can take care of your flower. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But then again, I'm not too sure because I'm not a woman. But I throw those factors in because I just don't feel like anyone should deprive themselves of a desire that they feel, right?
Hmm.
And I know if women listen, they probably like, well, you probably want to experience it too. That's why you're saying it. It ain't about that. Like, I got issues, right? There's a bucket list for me, and I almost accomplished every single one of them. And there's two things that I haven't done yet, and I kind of still want to do. I'm over the whole sex game and chasing because I really feel like I've done everything I ever wanted to. But I still want to try a little person. I never tried that. You know what I mean? It was like we have these desires that we want to try. And just like me saying that, somebody probably like, man, what you on? That's just horrible. But for me, it's not. Like, why would I be deprived of that? I kind of still want that to happen. So I don't think anyone should be afraid to try what they want to try. Have you ever
It's not what you do, it's how you do it.
that part too? Like, do you have anything that you was like, man, I'll never come to that because of what might come behind that?
No. I have the I have a different mindset.
Okay.
And usually I'm brought into things unexpected.
Ah, okay. And you just go with it? Do you
I
have
just I just
any
go with it.
restraint? Oh, wow. Okay. So that's the driven part of you
Hmm.
that eventually made you highly sexually experienced. Okay.
Because I'm like, hey, it looks fun. Why not do it? I mean, that's between me and whoever, so why not do it?
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm not comfortable with it, then I'm not going to do it.
Okay. So that leads to the next question, right?
Hmm.
Where's the line drawn when it comes to engaging into
It's
sexual
based
activity?
it's based on your comfortability level.
Yeah, that's the broad statement, right? But let's get into some. I ain't gonna say personal, but let's get into some situations,
Biggest
some
example.
stories here.
So you always hear about trains. In the porn world, they're called gangbangs. You know, some people might think, oh, this is awesome. Some people might be like, oh no, that's too many.
Hmm.
You know, it's based on your comfortability. Are you willing to take on all these people?
Hmm.
Or do you think that's your limit?
Right. Um, I'm just gonna put it out there. Like every time I've been in that situation, the woman was willing, right? It wasn't too much of manipulation, right? It wasn't none of that. It wasn't any pressure, no convincing. The woman was willing, and
And
there were
she
times,
enjoyed it, right?
right? Because it's something she probably wanted to experience, and was like, "Well, shit, you guys sitting here, we kicking it. How about it?" And I love how everyone has their own lines that they draw, their own boundaries. For me, I mean, this goes without saying for any dude. Just stay away from my ass, man. I don't play that game, man. I don't play none of that shit right there.
But there are some guys that do enjoy it.
And I don't want to know about them. I don't even want to know any stories about that, man. You know what I mean? That's how cringing that is to me, man. Just like we ain't going there. Um, there's a few things that I've tried and I won't do again. You know, so I don't I don't have too many boundaries, but that's the ultimate one right there. Of course, I'm gonna ask you where you draw the line.
Um,
Oh, she paused and said, oh shit. I'm like, you down for a lot of things over there.
I have not been introduced to something that I was uncomfortable with, so I cannot draw a line on something I have not experienced yet.
And how dope is that? That you can admit that. That's dope. With my experience, there's a lot of women who will say, "Oh, I would never. Oh no, that's not me." It's like, but I've done that with you.
I mean, a lot of guys say they don't suck toes, but I mean, some women like it.
Oh, I would never say that I won't. If they pretty and clean, oh yeah,
You
that's
know,
just me. That's
those
just
is
me though.
one of those I won't ever. Some guys say they don't eat groceries. Some guys will.
All right. Now, this is a part of this conversation that I'm ready to get to, right? So, I have a question here, and I asked a few people, like, are you proud or ashamed of your sexual encounters? And a lot of people are ashamed because For one, they're not going to talk about it, right? I mean, you don't need to know that. Yeah, I'm not telling you all of that, and it comes from that place of shame, you know. I'm gonna just say this, man. I'm not ashamed because it happened. Whatever happened with me sexually, it happened, and I'm not afraid to talk about it because how you view me, that's your own world that you're living in. You know what I'm saying? If somebody was to call me nasty or whatever they want to call me, that's their opinion and I accept it. But that's just the world they live in because, they would never do it. I'm proud of everything I've ever done.
I would agree. I would too. Everything I did and done or may do in the future is just improving that experience.
Yeah.
Because
either I'm going to enjoy it or they're going to enjoy it.
Or my future partner is going to enjoy it.
Right.
Because that experience sometimes is what get people to last happily ever after,
Yeah.
Well, you don't do what you used to do. How come you don't do what you used to do? And then you wonder why the love is gone.
Right. See, I'm just gonna put that out there too. When it comes to this is just to throw this subject in right now. Infidelity, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm with someone and she go out and she do some shit she ain't supposed to with someone else, whatever she learned and she bring it back to the room and it's off the chain, I ain't mad at it. I'm just gonna put that out there. I ain't mad at it because whoever that dude is, thank him, or whoever that woman is. You know what I'm saying? Because people experience. Mm-hmm. I'm thankful because that made the bedroom that much better. It's hotter in here now. You know what I mean? I'm coming harder than I've ever came before. Wherever you got that from, kudos to that motherfucker for teaching you that shit. I'm not one of them.
Also, that experience also allow you to get to know yourself.
Right. Exactly. That's the ultimate, right? Like, you know what? You introduced me to this, I might go try it with somebody else.
Well, there's different levels to that. Because with your experience, let's say you want to go and, please your own self. So what do you like? How do you know what you like without experiencing that?
Well, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things that a woman will bring to the bedroom I can't do to myself. I don't know if I can ride that wave with you right there.
Well, I guess that's a benefit of being a woman, where we have different toys and gadgets where it's like, okay, they do this and they do that, you know.
I was about to ask you, like, what's your experience with that?
I say get whatever fits your lifestyle.
No, this is what I mean. You said that you become open to other things that you can perform with yourself. Mm-hmm. Give me an example of that, or give the people, not me.
Well, what I mean by that is, like I say, cater to the things that you enjoy yourself. So if you walk into a sex store, what do you like? Do you like to be sucked or do you like to be flicked?
Okay.
Do you like this or do you like that? Getting to know yourself and the things that you like and like done to you it gives you
Okay.
a better idea of what to do when you have that personal time and you want to self satisfy yourself.
How about that? Now, if that gadget does a better job than what that man showed you, are you canceling him out?
No, but it does
Okay,
get you
cool.
over the
Because
hump until, you know, because I mean, not every woman gets a trail of guys at her door, you know, and not every guy knows what the hell they doing.
they'll be at the
So,
door. It's all about if they're let in or not. They're gonna be there.
well, even though they there, doesn't mean we're picking them, we're selecting them.
Right. That's what
So,
I mean.
a lot of times, instead of being out there, we self soothe, you know, we have needs, okay? 2 o'clock in the morning, we're not gonna go 50 miles just to get, some penis. We can just pull our little gadget out and go right to sleep.
Yeah, that's another combo because I don't think that's fair.
Well, y'all been having y'all friend with y'all whole life, so
No, what I mean is, there's been a bunch of times where men to take those trips, man, and sometimes the trip wasn't worth it. Y'all got to do the same now. Reciprocity. You know what I'm saying? Jump in that car, drive those miles. 'Cause we got to do it. And we
it
supposed to be leaving.
depends. We do it. It depends
What it depend on?
what he bringing to the table.
How would you know if you don't drive there? If you don't make that trip, how would you know?
I mean, I'm not talking about the first trip. I'm talking about the second, third, or fourth.
Oh, that's what we at with. Okay. All right. I'm talking about the first trip. All right. Oh yeah, I drive there. You want it? You want? You looking? Okay, I'll be there. And it's trash. But nah, but what we talking about, everybody? We're just talking about sex. Right? We're talking about the discussion of it. We're talking about why it's uncomfortable. We're talking about could it be comfortable? We want to make sure that if we're talking about it enough, it's not so cringy, it's not so secretive. And I don't mean we want to be in your business, but we have to talk about it, right? We have to talk about it, and there's levels to it. We talk about it in the sense of connections, right? The wild, crazy stuff, the secretive, lame, corny stuff. Someone who's not willing to just reverse cowgirl or ride. They just want to lay back all the time. Like, we talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a part of our lives, and it's more acceptable, but of course behind closed doors, but it's more acceptable than it used to be, as far as publicly spoke about, because we have so many other things that we're supposed to accept. So why can't the conversation about it be accepted? Be it good, bad, be it freaky or not. Why can't we talk about it? Why is it so uncomfortable to speak about this certain topic? Why do you think no one wants to speak about it?
There's nobody want to put their business out there. It's advertisement for some people. Some people talk a good game and they come to the table whack as hell.
One woman told me that is not really talked about because things are different now, right? We speak about what the foundation of this conversation was, and we talk about the friend of mine who wants what they want but afraid to jump into it. So for years, men have been considered, we're dogs. We're no good because we just want to hit it, quit it, move on, and don't build any type of connection, any type of spiritual or soulful connection, right? It's considered wrong how we are. That's how we get looked at, right? So when this woman says, well, I just want him to slide through, give me what he gives, and leave, right? I'm not even looking for a relationship. I'm quoting her. Mm-hmm. I'm not really looking for a relationship. I don't even want him to cuddle with me after it's over. You did what you did. Get out of my house now. Go home. And for years, we've been looked at wrong because that's how we was portrayed. Men, that's how they want to do. They want to come over.
Do you think the roles have reversed now?
Like a mother. The pendulum has swung. Tell a man right now, you just want him to come through, smash, and get the hell on.
Some people be with it. Some people will not.
Yeah, a lot of men gonna be in their feelings about it. Even if they might not show you, they're gonna be in the car driving. Like, man, what the fuck, man? Like, I'm just a piece of meat. It's like, wait, didn't women used to say that? Why are you saying this, man? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, times have changed. And
I had a guy that actually got offended. He called me late at night. Mm-hmm. And I told him I was busy, so I called him the next morning and told him to come through. He got so mad. He asked me why I was talking to him like that. I'm like, you came at me like that last night.
See what I'm saying?
Why can't you mess with me in the morning?
And you get a lot of that. And I had a friend tell me, she said, men would be in their feelings now, or are in their feelings nowadays, when a woman say, hey, come through, do what you got to do and leave, is because they felt like the woman took away their chase. The saying, men, we chase. You know what I mean? We chase it. And once we conquer it, we can go back and we can tell our boys, or we can have this sense of accomplishment on ourselves. Like, oh, her? Oh, I already did that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the convo, or that's the narrative. But when a woman says, oh, just come through, do what you do, and leave, men will feel like she took that away from him. And I get what she's saying. But did she really take away the chase because he got it? Right? He just couldn't wash up in her sink. Or he just couldn't go get a glass of water, something cold to drink. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Put your clothes on, get the hell on. I got what I needed from you.
It's a little more sweeter when you work for it, right?
That's true. That is very true. But in my days, like, I'm super old, but whenever I was on the chase and trying, going to go get it and looking for this one to go get her, seeing this one to be like, oh man, I wonder what it's like to have that. I want to see what that's about. If a woman was to tell me, oh man, come through, do what you gotta do and get the hell on, I'm thrilled. Cool. I got more shit that I can do for the night or for the rest of the day. Like, I wasn't really looking to, sit up with you and talk and everything, like Pac said, like, you think I come to talk? You know what I mean? So now I get what my friend said. She said men would be in their feelings or they would not be okay with it because they feel like the woman took away his chase, took away his hunting. And you know us, we're hunters. We gotta go chase it. We gotta go fish for it. We gotta go get it. And if it's easy to go get it, we don't want it.
Mm-hmm. That's where the games come in. So why not just get what you gonna get and get on? Because I don't have time for the BS.
Isn't it easier that way? It's so much easier. But if you do that, you a hoe, or you a dog, or you a no good man.
But if you don't do that, you'll leave with hurt feelings.
Or you accept anything.
He came in, he did this, and now he over here with the BS.
Mm-hmm. Now I have another question. We're gonna ask why has society put such a negative asterisk next to the conversation of sex?
That alone, I think, is crazy because they advertise it on TV so much.
Talk about it.
You can't talk about it, but you gotta watch it.
But you can see it all day, every day.
Even the kids' cartoons have changed.
Yep. Children's books have changed.
Like a lot of these revamped cartoons when we was growing up, now instead of them being friends, they in relationships. What are you teaching our kids? But yet we can't talk about it.
But we can see it. Like, here's an example. I seen a commercial. And in the commercial, there's a woman. She's in regular clothes, and then you see this transition of her, and she's wearing a tight ass dress, heels. You know what I mean? With glasses. She's all, got the glamour going. And they selling a pen. The commercial is selling a writing pen. Why the hell was all that shit necessary to go buy a big pen? Or what was it, big? Or Papermate? Why did we have to see all that just to go get a pen?
Because sex sells.
Yeah, of course. But don't you dare speak on it. It's uncomfortable, or it might trigger someone. And to an extent, I get that. Right? Mm-hmm. Say you speaking about a sexual encounter or a possible one, and it was horrible to somebody who could be listening. So in that aspect, I get why it's not talked about a lot. But we talking about the good. Because that physical act is good, real good, if you're doing it right, of course.
Yeah, but it is the difference between just basic sex and making love.
I don't know the physical. Go ahead.
I said, how do you decipher the difference?
I don't think it is. The sexual act is the same. Whether it's the hard pump or the slow grind, long stroke, or rabbit style, the physical act is the same. I don't really think there's much of a difference. I think the difference come in who the person is you're doing it with.
The emotions.
That's about it. Who the person is you're doing it with. Somebody you really don't care about, then people will consider that as just a fuck, or you just hitting it, you smashing, or it's just sex. Making love meaning it's the person that you with, the person that you really care for. But when you in there, the sexual, the physical act is the exact same.
So let's go back to your friend that want to try different people.
Okay.
What makes that person think she's not going to grow attached to at least one of them?
That's the risk that you take if you make a decision like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You take on that risk because somebody might do it better than you ever had, and it becomes something you want to try over and over and over, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let's go outlandish with it. All right, let's reach a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
She gets that one that's like, I never had it like this before. This is amazing. And now she want to try and see if somebody can top that. Right? That's when the high feeling come in. She got a high off this one guy, and she want to try another drug and see if she can get higher with this other dude.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So she's willing to keep her opportunities open, man.
Because
I ain't
the
gonna.
box is open and you can't close it.
You can't close it. Do I think that's wrong? No. If anything, I respect her for being honest.
Mm-hmm.
How many women can sit there with a straight face and say that they're willing to do that? You know what I'm saying? So,
But you putting mileage on yourself too.
you said mileage?
Mileage. Just like every car, if you put too much mileage on yourself, what's going to happen if that transmission go out? And then you find that person that you want to spend forever with, and your car just won't start.
Bullshit, because he'll get that motherfucker rebuilt. He'll get a whole new engine to put up in that motherfucker. Now that engine got 0 miles on that.
It don't work that way. You can't be popping little wheels just to get it going.
I ain't trying to hear none of that. He gonna rebuild that engine. You understand me? He gonna find a way. He gonna find a way for that thing to be new to him and new to her.
Because I know this lady. She's older. And she blamed it on her kids. But I don't think it's from her kids.
Hell no, it never is. But what is she blaming? Let's go to that first before we. What blame she putting on them?
That it didn't snap back. Her flower did not snap back.
Okay. Perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I know a couple OG cats that like that wide open ocean shit. They ain't looking for the super tight grip anymore. They want to swim, maybe drown. There's somebody for everybody out there.
There's somebody for everybody. But it goes back to getting to know yourself and knowing what you like.
Right. So, whatever you like, let people know. Don't be afraid. we got to be comfortable with talking about these certain things. Let it be known.
But you only live once, also.
I see. We talking sex. We're not talking love.
I'm not saying love, but you only live once. If you want to go out there and be a swinger, be a swinger. If you want to go out there and, you know, be with different people, be with different people.
Okay, I'm apologize because I thought you said you only love one.
You only live once.
Live one. You live every day. You die one.
Yeah.
we got to change that too, as a people. Every day that you wake up, you living. You live every day.
Yeah, but the older you get, some moves you can't do no more. When you used to play basketball, you can't jump dunk no more like you used to. When you hit that ground, you feel your feet tingle. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but you adjust. You live every day. You adjust. When I'm on the court, I set picks and shoot threes now. I don't do none of the shit I used to do. Okay, but I adjusted. I can still impact the game. You know what I mean? I can still do some things that'll get us that W. But I'm just not doing the shit that I used to. But you live every day. You switch it up.
I got you.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, with this friend of mine, I'm pretty sure that ain't something she wants to do until she's in the grave. But there's a phase, it's something she want to experience. And I just don't think anybody should hold themselves back from something they want to experience. If you want to try it, try the shit. Whatever it is. Make sure you protect yourself, of course. But try the shit, man.
So what do you say about certain people that's in like a long-term marriage and they find out they like the opposite sex? Do you think they held their desire back for so long for whatever reason? Because somebody thought that they was going to be judged and this was the right way to go.
Okay. Now let's throw this into a scenario, a hypothetical scenario.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Billy and Jane been married for 20 years and Billy comes to Jane and say, hey, I want a divorce because I'm in love with Bob.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even the scenario that I just seen on TV, how she was in this marriage and the husband loved her to death, but she fell in love with a woman. Do you think she was holding herself back all these years from her real true desire of doing something and regretted it? Now she then brought somebody else into the equation knowing what she truly wanted to do.
Well, this is why I say she did hold back for all these years. I feel like she robbed herself all these years. That was something she always wanted to do. Had no clue how to express it to anyone. Had no clue how to create something where the husband didn't know, and she went and tried it out. You know what I mean? I think she robbed herself for sure. She knew all along what she wanted. Or Billy knew all along he wanted Bob. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's something you want to try. Go and try the shit. And if you fail, and if that person that you're with, let them know that shit and then go. Right? Because what's the biggest thing most people get upset about? is their time being wasted
Mhm.
with anything, be it a job, be it a friendship, be it a partnership, a companionship, whatever the fuck it is. It's
Even it's standing in line.
standing in line. They hate their time being wasted. Phone calls, conversations, they hate for their time to be wasted. So that ain't something you can just buy and get back, right? So, you hear that all the time nowadays. Just don't waste my time. Let me know what you really want to do and go and do it.
Mhm.
And you knew all along, Billy, that you wanted Bob, and you were sitting there. What's her name?
I didn't give her no name. Jane.
Jane. And you sitting there wasting Jane's time, right? It's
And
all
Jane
about
thinking y'all got a happy marriage. She thinking
happy
everything is
marriage.
fine.
Happy marriage. And Bob is on this man's mind. It's all about fairness. You got to be fair to the people you deal with. You got to be fair to yourself. And if there's something you out there and you desire in the sexual sense, don't deprive yourself of that shit. That sounds horrible. I'm hearing myself say that.
But it's not too horrible because basically you always gonna have that in the back of your mind of I should have, I could have.
Right.
What if?
Right.
If I would have did this over here, then I probably wouldn't be going through this right here. Or if I could have
Yeah.
had the opportunity over here to live my life this way,
Yeah.
It's just like when people pick careers and they hate their job. They hate their job and they just go in there. They sit in the car for hours because they don't want to go in the house.
So when we speak on this, everyone, don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to experience. Don't be afraid to live out your desires.
Don't be afraid to explore.
Right.
But be
Because
safe.
please be safe. Now, while we talking about all this, we are talking about single people. You married folks, don't get out there trying to live out your desires where wifey and husband don't know, or you willing to let them know and you mess up y'all marriage, y'all family, and all. I don't know. We ain't talking about that because you married, you got that ring on. That mean that's who you chose. You feel me? But we're talking about people who have the option to go try something. Go and try it, man. And to my homegirl, I know you listening to this one. I ain't gonna say your name. Man, don't be afraid to go try that. Don't be afraid.
But you can't knock the married people either, because some of them are trying new things to spice up their marriage.
With somebody else, though?
Mm-hmm.
No, that ain't cool. How dare you tell them not to stay monogamous?
But that's what swingers are.
Yeah, but the swingers, that's mutual. All right, you can't be out there swinging by yourself and your wife or your husband don't know nothing about it.
I had a coworker like that. Her husband actually gave her permission.
That's what I'm saying. But he knew about it. She wasn't out there swinging on her own. He had to know. That's how real swingers get down. Sound like I know. But look, everybody, man. we just wanted to touch this topic, and we really look for feedback. So if you hear this, don't be afraid to message either one of us. Let the people know how they can reach you if they have questions for you.
I mean, you can either find me on Facebook, Naomi B. Naomi, and you can message me.
For me, you can message me on IG. Find me on at Incorrectly Correct. Let me know what you think of the episode. Let me know if there were questions that you felt we missed or conversations you felt that we missed. Let us know, because there's some things out there that we probably ain't touched on and y'all felt we should have. But that's what we do here, man. We go into these conversations. We can sound wrong, but here at Incorrectly Correct, there's no right or wrong. Every opinion is accepted. Every thought is accepted. And maybe we can learn from it. Right? I know I learned some things tonight. And none of it was something I didn't want to learn. I was happy to find out. So that's what we do here, man. We try to make sure we keep everyone involved. We don't have all the answers, but we do have all the banter. So catch us next week, and we out of here.